Yo. What's up, y'all? Yep, I'm finally back, posting another video or whatnot. But, first and foremost, all praise be to God, sincerely. But I want to acknowledge y'all as well, for staying with me and sticking with me on this journey. I know I told y'all that I was going to be a little more consistent, with posting more. But honestly, I decided to take a step back from everything. I was doing a lot of things. I had a lot of things on my mind. It was just a lot of stuff going on. And then with social media, social media got too much stuff going on social media. So right after I got done with school, I decided just, delete the social medias, delete all my social medias and just stay off the internet or whatnot. And, lately, that's all I've been doing is staying off the internet. That and getting my mindset back together. I recently just had surgery. Had a hernia repair surgery, so I ain't been able to work out or run or anything like that. So I've been very frustrated because all I've been doing really, is standing around the house or whatnot. But I'm very grateful because, I've been taking time to sit out and just really observe what's been going on in my life. I had to take a lot of acknowledge a lot of things that was going on. Not just that, it gave me time to really just sit down and think, how much time I actually got on my hands. By me being in school, me being an entrepreneur, school has been kind of rushing my process and rushing my urgency on certain things. And so, I ain't really been as focused as I should have been, or should have been, but nevertheless, life is about, living and learning, learning and living. And so today is Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday, June 6th, 7th. I don't know. I ain't look at the dates yet. But anyway, so, let's give a proper update on what's been going on. So again, y'all know I've been taking a break away from social media. But on the other side of that, I've been trading more, learning how to day trade and learning how to just do options more in general. Just about last year with the options trading. So this is funny, y'all. So just about last year, right now too, before I talk, I'm right here walking. I'm getting me some laps in since I can't run. I'm trying to, I gotta grab my back. So since I can't run right now or lift, I'm like, okay, let me at least try to do some walking every other day or at least every day until I can feel that I can do it more and more. All right, so what's the update? What was I saying? I forget. Oh, options. So, trading. So, y'all, right around this time, it's June, right? So, right around this time, y'all, I literally started to decide and take up, learning about options. You know what I'm saying? Options and day trading for real. So, first off, I'm thinking, towards the end of last year, I'm like, fuck, I'm not getting this. I'm not doing it. I'm getting it here and there, but I'm not. Woo out the band, but I'm understanding that I'm really early to the game. And now that I see that I'm not even at my year mark yet, September I'll make my year mark of me doing, options and stuff, right? I'm not even at my year mark yet, and I see that I'm still so early to this journey, and I have learned so much, right? So let's talk about it, right? So let me post my little results right here, on what's been going on. So when I first started options, right? So when I first started, which is trading, but it's just a different form of trading, because you're just doing a lot of expiration of your time or whatnot, right? So when I first started, I started learning about it in June and going into August, September. I'm like, I'm finna just hop right in, I just full put it right in, and when I hopped inside, I'm like, I'm gonna just put my money in here, I don't really care. My options was, I had two options that I told myself. I was like, you gonna either learn this skill right now, right, and pay yourself for the rest of the year and not have to work for nobody. Or my second option was, I can go get a car that I want and I can go ball out, right? And I'm like, shit, well, I ain't really missing out on anything, if I go get a car right now. So I'd rather just do this and, learn how to, I'd rather waste the money, not waste the money because you learned something, but I'd rather, blow my money on this, than blow my money on a car and have to be in debt again for the rest of my life because I'm using the card, you know. And plus, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with myself. I was gonna be a whole lot of bullshit. But anyways, so let's get back into the topic. So, you know, going into this options, immediately, you know, I started picking up, I started learning it. You know, I'm winning a lot of money, but then I'm losing a lot of money at the same time. And, you know, and when I first hopped into it, my mindset was, you know, losses come with it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't really understand, you know, what type of loss is important. So as I'm losing money, you know, I'm losing hundreds of dollars a day, but I'm making hundreds of dollars a day. So I'm like really like at like a break-even process, and I just start losing a lot of money. So at the time, you know, when I'm losing money, you know, I'm like, okay, fuck it. That's $300. That's $400. That's $500. You know, I don't really care. You know, it's part of the journey. You know, so when I'm making it as well, you know, I'm like, okay, that's just a little something, right? So I'm losing money and making money, and I'm looking at it like, you know, it's just numbers for real. So as I going towards the end of the year, y'all, right? You know, as I blow the rest of my account, yes, as I blow the rest of my account, you know, I'm like, shit, what the fuck happened? And, you know, back then I realized that, you know, it was my, you know, my stop loss, you know, my risk management. You know, I didn't know how to manage my money, you know, when it came to, you know, losing that much money and making that much money, you know, because at the same time, I had my hustles going on, and, you know, I was gambling at the same time. So, you know, money was just going all around. My last video, I was playing, you know, exactly, you know, I explained a lot of this, but now y'all getting, you know, the second half of it, you know. So going into the beginning of this year, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick up day trading as well, because I think I can learn about day trading. And with day trading, it was the same thing. I'm like, damn, you know, I'm making money, but I'm losing money. And I understand the losses come with it, but what the fuck am I missing? And then I saw that it was my stop loss, y'all. And, you know, my risk management was very, very bad. But I'm looking and I'm like, but why is my stop loss bad, right? And this was very important. So a couple of days ago, you know, I lose about, what was it? Was it day trading or was I doing an option? I don't know, but I lost about $300 here, then 300. Oh yeah, it was both. It was both. I lost like in both of my accounts on the same day, and I lost big, right? So my day trading account, I lost like $400, and my swing trading, you know, account, I lost about the same. And I'm looking at I'm looking at the trades, you know, I'm looking at the percentages. I'm like, damn, in this account, it's like 30%, but in this account, motherfuckers say like 10%, 15%. I'm like, damn, you know, it's the same amount, but the percentage is different. And so when I actually started looking at the money, I'm like, damn, that's a lot of money I just lost, right? Because, man, I don't keep cash on me. I don't like keeping cash on me, right? And so I got some cash on me, and I'm looking, I'm like, damn, this $200 is like kind of like a lot of money. You know, it was broken down, you know, into some, you know, some 20s and stuff like that. But I'm like, damn, this kind of like a lot of money. And then I'm looking, I go back and looking at my account. I'm like, damn, I was losing that much. And, you know, at the time, I told y'all at the time, you know, it wasn't bothering me because I'm like, you know, money is coming and going. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it. You know, it only really bothered me when I blew my account, all right? But, you know, shit happens. So as I'm looking at this, I'm like, damn, you know, fuck, there's a lot of money that I was making. That's a lot of money that I was blowing as well. So I'm like, okay, fuck. I'm like, okay, my stop loss. Why is this important? I'm like, I see why the stop loss is important, because a stop loss, which is stop the loss. Oh, it's a motherfucking bee. Y'all can't see that, man. Nah, y'all can't see that. I'm gonna have to cut that out the video. Y'all can't see that shit. But, motherfucking bee. But, damn, what was I at? That just threw me off guard. And my back hurting too now. Fuck. Where I'm at? Hold on, y'all. Give me like a couple seconds. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah. So I'm looking at my stop loss, and I'm like, okay, what do I got a stop loss for? You know? And then I'm like, my stop loss is there to stop me from losing too much fucking money. And I'm like, oh, that's what a stop the loss is. A stop loss is you saying, okay, if it goes wrong, you know, you pull your money out. Fuck if it goes right afterwards, you know, because where you was at in that process, you know, the stop the loss says, okay, if it's not, you know, if your theory is not right, you know, this is how much you're willing to lose on it. Pull it out no matter what, you know what I'm saying? You know, a stop loss is there to make sure that, you know, your emotions not too involved with it. You know, and I was always saying, like, okay, I'm not really emotional with the trade, but I'm losing that much money though. And I realized that I was emotional with the trade because I kept saying to myself, okay, but, you know, it can come back. You know, the trade can go up. You know, the trade, you know, can go back together. If this and this happen, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I was realizing that that's why I was fucking up at, because I'm like, you know, the market ain't against you, but it ain't with you at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it is what it is. And, you know, that's how I started to accept that. So that's what's been going on with my day trading. No, not my day trading. My trading journey. My bad, y'all. That's what's been going on with my trading journey. You know, and in this process of the well, I decided to step away from day trading because I'm like, day trading, I'm still a day trader, but I'm not like on the charts every day, because one thing I realized is that I don't have to fucking trade every day. Like, because I have been trading every day, it's giving me so much more room to just breathe and just actually, you know, okay, I need to place this trade. Do I want to place this trade? Am I feeling this? No, I'm not. You know, just save the money for tomorrow. So that's what's been going on with that. Boom. Now let's get into the other thing, I can't talk for nothing. But let's get into the other thing, which is, you know, content. So with my content journey, you know, I've been very confused because I've been trying to see, you know, what's the best route for me in my content journey, because I do a lot of stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I think one thing I need to do is just take a step back and just see, you know, what do I want to post? Right? Because I have a lot of stuff to post. And I just said, fuck it. I'm going to just start posting when I start posting, you know, when I feel like, not necessarily when I feel like posting, but, you know, is this something that's worth posting? And this, you know, this is worth posting because I haven't been posting for a little while. Wow. I should have stretched before I did this. But, yeah, so that's been up with the content journey and everything like that. So, I feel like I've been talking everywhere with this video. But, you know, nevertheless, let's go ahead and wrap it up. You know, it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And, you know, one thing I want to say to the men out there that's watching this video, man, you know, your mental health is very important. You know, you're the staple of your family. You're the staple of your community. And if you feel like that you need to take the time to step away, you know, step away. Because what I'm going to say is, you know, it's better that you step away to get yourself back together, because, you know, you the missing piece. You know, you're the strongest piece, you know, in your community, your family right now. So, you know, if you lose your mind, if you go AWOL, not only, you know, you can't help everybody else, but you can't help yourself. And that's what's the biggest important is, you know, making sure that you're together. Because if you ain't together, you ain't gonna be able to help nobody else. You know, and that's kind of self-explanatory, but, you know, it's really not. Because as men, you know, one thing that we learned is to just keep on going, keep on pushing. Like, for instance, right now, my hip hurting, and I'm like, okay, let me finish this lap. But I really should have just, you know, walked back home, you know, but I'm finish this lap, though. But anyways, yeah. Come on, bro. Hold on. But, yeah. Moral of the story is take care of your health. You know, I'm going to tune in back in with y'all, but, you know, I hope this video giving y'all a little something of what's been going on. Again, I'm still not on my social media yet. I'm going to take a little more time off of it. Again, you know, I'm not on my social media. I'm going to take a little more time off of it. But I can't talk right now, y'all, because... yeah, but nevertheless, y'all, you know, have a great day, have a wonderful day, have a beautiful day, you know, and I'm gonna talk to y'all on my next video, you know, when I'm not outside, you know, with a back hurting, with a hip hurting, sound like an old man or whatnot. But yeah, until then, see y'all in the next video.